Dr. Wenstrup.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and thank you both for being here today to take our questions and inform us on many things. My first question is, how many nations are considered part of the coalition of this fight in Iraq today?
Sir, we have 60 countries with us, I believe, currently in the operation, and somewhere between a dozen and 15 are with us in the airstrike campaign.
Okay. Who would you say are the top 5, maybe 10 contributors? Because 60 is a big number, and I don't know if that means somebody's donating a box of pens or really being engaged. So who would you say are the top contributors to this effort?
I don't think I'd want to get into a list of top contributors because different countries are contributing in different ways. As I said, we have about 12 to 15 who are very engaged in the military part of the campaign, whether in the airstrikes or also in terms of contributing trainers or helping with the advise and assist mission. But we also have countries that are working with us very closely on things like the counter-messaging campaign. So, for example, Qatar has been very focused on that. We also have countries that are very involved with us across the whole coalition on trying to address the counter-financing campaign. So really different countries are taking their particular strengths and applying them where they make the most sense.
And is it a good mix, say, of our traditional allies, like our NATO allies, and Middle Eastern allies?
Yes, I believe so. We have wide representation from NATO as well as from countries in the region.
Okay, thank you. Yes, sir.
If I could add to that, you recall back on the 23rd of September when we began flying missions into Syria. That night we had 5 Sunni Arab-led nations that flew with us on that attack, and that was really remarkable. And I think it speaks to the conviction of the folks in the region to really want to stand up and deal with this very horrible entity, ISIL. And for the most part, they've stayed with us and they're still flying, and I think that speaks volumes in and of itself as well. And there, as Mrs. Wormuth said, there are a number of countries that are contributing in various ways, from everything from helping to counter the ideology to providing kinetic capability.
Thank you. I somewhat envision that we could have basically two coalitions, if you will, because I think it would help the Arab nations to have their own coalition and not appear subservient to us and to our coalition, but that we're working together. And I think if we had that posture, and that's what the world saw, it would help those nations engage better and serve us all a little bit better and coordinate on command and control. But let me ask you one question as it goes to the AUMF, and I'm really not trying to be flippant about this, but as a commander especially, I would maybe finish this sentence for me. Finish this publicly stating that we won't use ground forces or large brigades is a good idea because.
So how about if I take another approach and give you my thoughts on
All due respect,
as
I
a
thought you
commander.
might say that, sir.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
So rest assured that that I'm going to ask for whatever I need to accomplish the mission as a commander. And I think we should focus our efforts by providing good, clear mission statements and objectives. But as a commander on the ground or commander of the region, in the region, you expect for me to ask for what it is I need to be successful. And so you can count on me always doing that.
I appreciate that, and what I don't want to do is ever tie your hands on that. I think it's great if we can use other forces, but at the same time, I would not want to tie your hands and put you in that position. Thank you very much. I do appreciate it. I yield back.